Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Look at Total War Arena. This is a game by Creative Assembly. It's in beta right now. Creative Assembly is the guys who's made all the other Total War games. It's the basic way to describe it is it's like Total War's battles mixed with World of Tanks. So it has the upgrade system, like the tech trees. It's even up to like 10, like it is in World of Tanks or Dreadnought or anything of that sort. Except for it's you get to pick 3 units and you fight like in Total War, and you even have a hero like in Total War. And there's the different factions like the Greece and Rome and Barbarians and Carthage, and it's a 10 on 10 sort of thing. Yeah, I think you'll understand it very quickly as soon as we actually get into a battle itself. So let's just queue up. Yeah, I've played this for about, I would say, 3 hours at this point. The game is free to play. It's great. That that's one of the nice things about it. It is in beta, so things might not be exactly final on this version of the game. But I think it is nearing release soon. I'm not 100% sure. There is a lot of customized. I do have problems with the game, but I love the level of customization there is. And I think the problems that I've had with the game are just strictly because of my inexperience with this style of game, I guess. Like, and not this style of game, more like this setup where it's the same as World of Tanks, as I said. So in World of Tanks, I guess when you're like a level 1 or 2 tank, you could be facing something that's higher rank, like up to 3 or 4, which is the same situation you could be here. I've run into people like rank 3s already, and they kind of destroy you. Like there's a huge imbalance there, I guess, but that might also be the cause of low amounts of players. So and right now, one of the few problems is the low amount of maps. I think there's 2 maps. So like I've seen this map like so many times, but it's a good map, and like there's like obviously they're going to be adding more maps. That's just how you do. So everyone starts off, gives like 30 seconds for everyone to pick their spawn location. And if you look on the left here, you could see people's different combinations of units. So the little spear things are javelin throwers, the little bows are bows, the spears are like just the melee units, swords are melee units, and then the spears with the horses are cavalry units. So it's essentially, if you have played World of Tanks, it is the system that it's set up is extremely close to that. When you get eliminated in a match, your character is eliminated. And it's, you can't play it until the game is over. Which is a cool system for a free to play game. I would say the system works, which is great. It's not the best in the world, but it works, and that's all it really needs to do, I guess, is work. Okay. So every unit has its own individual little abilities as well. So like my melee units can become like sort of a shield wall, and my my archers have a ability where they can focus one area even if there's not an enemy there. So it does like a shit ton of damage to one specific area. it's sort of like the wall that the hoplites make are, if you've played like Shogun 2, it's more like the Yari wall. My thing is this, it doesn't feel 100% like a Total War game, mainly because of the lack of I feel like there should be a sort of Total War, like classic Total War sort of control scheme, I guess, because you have to drag towards the enemy. You have to drag towards which way you want to focus, and it's not like holding left. That's just like a minor thing, though. I'm pretty sure if people complain enough, they'll add that in. But it is something to take of note if you're a long-time Total War player and you're used to the dragging left to get your person to face a certain direction. It is not like that at all, and it looks like we are like getting destroyed right here. Now that kind of runs me into one of the problems I have with the game, other than it constantly telling you about like the person's constantly yelling in your ear. So one of the problems I seem to have with the game is that cavalry seem to be extremely overpowered. Because like in a regular Total War game, the way that the cavalry are balanced is that the units are smaller. So there's only like 30 when every other unit would be like around 100, right? But in this game, the unit size are universal. So it's 50 of the, I think they're universal. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. But it's like you get the same amount of unit size no matter which one you pick. So it basically means that the charge is like it is ungodly levels of good. This might just be because I haven't played much of the game, but it feels almost unbeatable, like how hard it is. And I don't know. That's just a small complaint that I've noticed at first. We'll have to see, though. As you could hear, this lady loves to just yell into your ear constantly. That's and I've looked through the options. There's like no way to turn off the like friendly fire like reminders. I don't know. It's a little frustrating, but I could get over that as well. It's the game. I'm riffing on the game really hard, but like the game's actually like really fun. It's gotten me addicted for a little bit. Like I'm probably gonna be playing more of this on the channel after this video gets released, because it's just addicting. It's a little bit of Total War. It's like a bite-sized piece of Total War. You only have to control part of a battle. It's not as much mental effort as it is in Total War. And we just finally finished, so I'm not gonna wait till the end of the battle. So I'm just gonna go to leave battle, and then the battle's just gonna go on, and then it's gonna tell me when it's finished, and then give me my rewards for what I got for finishing the battle. But I cannot use this commander because she's still in battle. So this is where the other commanders come in handy. So you start off with 3 different commanders. One of Roman, one of Greece, one of the barbarians. The barbarians specialize in like cavalry. The Romans specialize in melee. These guys special in range. And I don't know what the Carthage units start off with. Looks like they start off with spearmen. I'm not sure exactly what makes the spearmen different from anything else. That could be understood later, I guess. And there's also different like commanders for each area as well. So let's switch to this man. So what I have set up for his units is I have 2 Pedalites and 1 Tyrion. So 2 of the melee and 1 of the ranged, instead of the other way around that I had on that. And all these tech trees look really complex and nice and good, like always in like any game of this style, where there's a lot to work towards, basically, which is really I get it's good, I guess, because if you've played World of Tanks or Dreadnought or any of those style of games and and you like Total War, and you or if you play those types of games, I feel like you'll like this game because it's just a slightly different sort of play style, but it's the same kind of progression. But if you play Total War and want something that you don't have to put all your mental effort in, you could play with your friends casually. Like, you could play Total War games with your friends, but you can't play just like with like 5 of your friends, hop on, all get in a group and play, which is, if you have a group of friends that really likes Total War games, it'll be perfect for you. Like, or if you just want something that's a sort of a time sink and don't want to worry about the strategy side, if you love the battles of Total War but don't want to worry about the strategy and like all this like city management elements of Total War games, this will be good for you as well. It's little just like bite-sized pieces of Total War games, which is great. As you could just see, we just got the information back on our stuff. After this next battle, actually I could describe the tech tree stuff right now. So basically, as you use a unit, they gain their own personal EXP, and then you gain your free XP. Oh, well, I could just describe that after, actually. Yeah. So this is the same map again. Hopefully this time I'll have a bit more luck. I haven't really played much as these guys before, so we'll have to see. I've played a few rounds. I played like 1 round of each of the races, and I liked the Greeks the most in terms of what they have, so I just picked them instead. But obviously everything runs down to personal preference. I don't really like cavalry that much, so it's really 100% depending on what you want to do. So the game runs amazingly compared to other Total War games. It's okay, so all the modern Total War games, I have problems recording them. I don't know exactly why, but I don't run into that problem at all with this game. I mean, all the other games run well on my computer. It's just like recording them, for some reason it messes up all the time. But this game, I haven't run into any sorts of problems when it comes to recording or anything. It's very nice in terms of it's nice and easy to. Okay. Okay. Run in. Nice. Let's fire. Yeah, the game runs really well, and I haven't seen any moments of me losing frames at all, which is great. The more accessible it can be, the better, honestly, with a game of this style, because it's free to play. It's Total War games are infamous of if you don't have a good CPU, it'll mess up your computer. And this game, I don't feel like it's gonna run into that problem as hard. So yeah, you won't. I feel like you can't really you can't mess up by downloading the game, because if you don't like it, it's a free-to-play game. Like, that's what's great about, of course, this style of game. If you don't like it, it's free to play, but if you do like it, you could even spend money to help yourself level up a little bit, or you could just play it completely free your entire time of playing it. So I've completely gotten distracted from describing what the Greeks do, but these Greek melee units have a ability where they have a ranged move as well, instead of the like wall move or whatever. So it's very helpful if an enemy's like running away. We're about to lose these units though again, and these ranged units are just like they are just like the ranged units from the Greeks, except for I think they do slightly more damage but have like 0 range almost. Yeah, like the range is much shorter on these guys, but do a lot more damage. Let's see if I could pull these units out. This unit out, I mean. Goddamn. Okay. Okay, let's move this up. Okay. Well, I have one unit, so I have one unit on this guy. So this guy's all alone doing this. And the way that the morale system works in the game is different than in typical Total War games. It still has a morale system, which is great. It's just the morale system works different than it normally does. So the morale in a typical Total War game, it works like you have morale. Your morale is exactly like a second health bar for your person. So you could kill a unit by either breaking its morale or killing the unit itself, or so that's not how the morale works exactly in this game. The way that the morale works is that you have a... Oh god, we're about to be attacked from the side here. So the way that morale works in this game is that you have the morale is basically how long until your units just stop listening to you and start running away. But they won't die if they lose their morale. Like, you won't lose a unit from losing your morale. Okay, boom, boom. Try and aim ahead. Okay, but you cannot lose a unit for losing its morale, but if an enemy loses its morale, you might as well have lost the unit sometimes, because the unit, if it loses morale, it will just completely stop fighting. But that's not 100% of the worry all the time. Like, your morale won't, you typically won't lose your morale most of the time, from what I've seen, unless it's like a charge from cavalry. Typically, you might lose your morale then, but that might just be because of that's just the charges. But most of the time, I don't think it's that big of a problem, which kind of puts a different focus on the game. You kind of have to focus on killing every individual unit now, instead of just trying to break someone's morale. But I don't know. I think it could be good really either way. Either way of doing it. We might actually get this unit here in a second. Now all that's left is this guy down here. Nice. Alright, we might win this. So there's 3 ways of winning. There, you could either eliminate all the enemies, you could capture the point, and if you get hit while you're on the point, your pit of the bar gets reset. I think it's your bit of the bar. Maybe it's just a little bit gets brought down depending on how much damage it was. But you could either, that was a really close game also. You can either win from killing all the enemies, having the most amount of units when the time runs out, which is like your entire team versus their entire team, how many units are left. Or by capturing the point. I haven't, the middle one has not happened before for me, but the other 2 has really, like, I think out of the other 2, the capture happens more often for me, but that was a pretty good round for me. Alright, let's go back. Let's look at the tech trees exactly. Alright, so if you look at the tech tree, right here, it says the units, own EXP, like depending on what the unit does in the game. So I could buy for 200 EXP, I could buy this sword, and then I could equip it with 2,000 gold, which I have. So I'm just gonna do that. And then same with this helmet. Okay, but also, let's say I didn't have the. Let's just buy this javelin. So let's say, okay, I only have 181 of this EXP, but I also have 476 free EXP, so I could spend the free EXP on anything that I want. So if I wanted to, I could spend 181 of the units EXP and then spend the rest with my free XP. I don't really want to do that much, but it's very much set up in a way where you can level up. Like, I could pick up the next level of melee units for the Greeks with the free XP that I have, which could be good. I think I'm not gonna do that right now exactly, but that's basically how the tech trees work. And then as you can only unlock units that is as high level as your general itself. Your general levels up just from you playing the game, and you get to a higher and higher tier. So right now I'm tier 2, so I could only get units that are tier 2 and skills that are tier 2. The abilities are unlocked only with free XP on the... Oh, God, clicked out. Sorry. The abilities are only unlocked with free EXP on the with anything pretty much. So yeah, so as you get higher and higher, skill trees get unlocked and stuff like that, and it's just like a branching off thing. I'm not sure if as you get to like tier 7, if you could go back to tier 3 and be able to do tier 3 battles. I'm not exactly sure on all that, but that'd be interesting. And also within the unit itself, you have an individual tech tree of you have to spend the 160 and 1,600 or whatever to unlock this individual better thing. And I'm sure if you click down here, yeah, there's like multiple tiers within the same tier itself, and a lot of times there's going to be trade-offs to upgrading a weapon or just like individual things. I think those are stuff that you could buy. I'm not sure. There are obviously microtransactions in the game because it's a free-to-play game. It needs to make money somehow. So if we go to gold down here, we could do, well, that's just gold into silver. We can get premium accounts. It costs like a certain amount of silver for a couple days. You could do a bunch of stuff with just XP into the amount of unit XP. Yeah, just like the basic conversions that you'd find in I feel like I just regret pressing that button. Oh, yep. Oh, okay. That brought me to an individual screen. Hopefully on the final thing they fix it so it doesn't do that. Let me exit out of that tab really quick. Yeah, hopefully they fix it so it's on that. But from what I'm guessing, it's going to be like relatively reasonable like any other game of this style. And I don't think you really need any of the gold to unlock anything besides those specialty units anyway. So my final thoughts on the game are there's almost no reason not to try it out, right? It's free. You have to play through a like 5-minute tutorial and then you get access to the game, and if you love it, you love it. It's not very demanding on PCs. Just download it and see if you like it or not, and if you do, play it. Like, it's not that it's not that convoluted, I guess. Yeah, so that's gonna be all for now. If you guys like the video, please leave a like. If you dislike the video, please leave a dislike. You could leave a dislike. If you want to see more of this game on the channel, please leave a like. And if you want to see any more of this game on the channel, please leave a like or subscribe. That's going to be all for now this time, guys. There's going to be a download link for the game in the description, by the way. See you guys next time.
Don't